Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my Commonwealth of Man playthrough. Before we jump in here, I have to say something. The pace at which I have been churning out episodes, one episode a day, is not sustainable for me anymore. I'm going to have to drop down to about 4 episodes a week, 2 on the weekends, 1 on Thursday, 1 on Tuesday. But that being said, we were preparing to go to a war to rip all of these out of the Allied independent systems. However, when I go to declare war, I do not have an option to vassalize. Apparently the combined power of them is sufficient that I cannot do a vassalization war to rip out the Uthabiling Union. So I'm either going to have to improve my strength or do something else. And also I was checking over here with the Tender Zun. If I were to declare war on them, I cannot vassalize them either. And it turns out they do have vassals. The Verzak and the Nex are tributaries of theirs, and they are in a defensive pact with the Fel Null Cooperative. Now if I go to like the Verzak and try and declare war, I do not have the option to vassalize them either. Apparently we missed our opportunity. We should have done it while they were still at war and suffering losses. I believe it was an option then. And also the Tender Zun completing that war basically cut us off. So what we're going to have to do is actually lay claims to their territory as well. It's going to take 450 to claim these 3. And to claim these 5 is going to end up being another 800 or so. So we're going to need about 1,250 influence to finish making claims all over here so that we can subjugate, rip all of them out. I also missed my window of opportunity to test my fleet designs because now they have about 13k in fleets there. I was kind of hoping to see how my fleets perform, but now that I see what their weapon loadouts are, I am wondering if I take Strike Force Hippogriff and get rid of the destroyers and just up the amount of battleships and cruisers I have and stay at carrier range, if Hippogriff would become a fleet that would be very effective at taking out star bases of this type that have all close range weapons. Now I could still declare a humiliation war or conquest war on this alliance, and that could potentially weaken them when we rip out what we do have claims on, which is 3 systems. I don't think we would be able to complete a humiliation war. We would be hard-pressed to get to status quo, honestly, because we have no way to get to the Glosterhenians unless we get the Tender Zun to open their borders to us. Or we break them up from the Fel Null so that we can declare war on them and subjugate them. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and prepare sleeper cells here in the Uthabiling Union. After we finish the sleeper cells, I need to move that spy over here to the Tender Zun. And in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and see if I can establish an embassy. And we also would need a spy over in the Fel Null. I don't really need to prepare sleeper cells here. I don't care if the espionage level bleeds off, so I will take the one from the hierarchy of Moffith and place them in the Fel Null. But yeah, it looks like our war is going to be a little delayed. That would give me time to get some more upgrading done, honestly, and get my power level up even higher. We are about to get kinetic batteries and disruptors, so we will be able to retool some of the designs. And I did hire a whole bunch more scientists. I have them cloaked at the border, so we had Javina Prasad, who is eager. In the sagacious, we have Anushka Suryaprakash, who is an industry expert. In the pilgrim, we have Amy Keeler, who is a materials expert. And Bogdan Grishin, a resilient one, is in the one that is en route over here to Hazar. And Yun Zhao is an adaptable who is here in the Asperity. But we're going to send our military fleets back home because we missed our window of opportunity here. So we got all of them going home. My transports that I have staggered around here, I will just re-land on planets for now. So we're going to end up doing some retrofitting, and I probably will redo Strike Force Hippogriff. So we've got 20 destroyers that I can kick out over to Chimera. Let's check Chimera. It needs only 8 destroyers. So that would leave me with 12 surplus destroyers. I may hang on to the Hippogriff design for later. Now, this is a failing of the combat system in this game. What I would really like to do, and I could keep these in here if I did this, but what I would like to do now that I've found out that my opponents have short range is basically order my cruisers and my battleships to remain at carrier range and order my destroyers to stay near the cruisers and the battleships and just protect them from incoming threats. But the way the combat works in this game, as soon as something, as combat is aggroed, every pilot basically turns into Leroy Jenkins and discharges straight in toward his opponent to shoot him down. Now, there have been other games that have real-time combat where you actually are able to execute strategies. You set up formations, attack priorities, things like that, and just see how your strategies play out. I believe the Space Empires series had that. Space Empires 5 was one I remember a lot of. It's a turn-based game with real-time combat that takes place for so many rounds every turn. That's actually a pretty fun game, but it's rather dated compared to Stellaris, and it lacks the stories that Stellaris has. The actual mechanics of empire building in it are possibly superior, but the lack of stories, you pretty much only have the stories you come up with yourself. So we're just going to proceed onward here.
Science Division report success.
Kinetic battery. Very long-range artillery capable of hurling powerful rounds over extreme distances with a large degree of accuracy. The mega cannon would be a good one to invest in. Then I could start doing the X-class weapons. That would be 4 years, though. In 2 years, we could have the top autocannon or the top torpedoes. Let's knock out mineral isolation. It'll only take a little over a year and give us another reroll. I might get another Voidcraft one to pop up. They agreed to an embassy. Let's go ahead and see if we open our borders to them, if they will open theirs in return. Citadel Research Institute is in a research agreement with the United Merivandium Imperium. Okay, they did open their borders to us, so we could proceed onward with a humiliation war. But I would like to build up the influence to claim these sectors first, so I am still going to proceed to pull back and do some upgrades that may eventually give us the power to where we can actually declare subjugation wars again. We have recently made a claim and started a hyper relay, and now we have begun an espionage operation. So the next thing I need to bank my influence for is for something political. And looking through here, I need about 51 more to be able to propose that. I'm not sure if there's still a timer on it. That may be what that red dot means, is that it cannot currently be proposed. If that's the case, I could propose something else, such as reproposing Castigation Proclamation. That would take 250. So when we get 50 more, which should happen in about 8 months, we will see if we can propose that other one. And I went ahead and split off the destroyers from Strike Force Hippogriff. They are, and I have changed the counts that I want of battleships and cruisers. I'm going to make this a purely long range. Now that will make it weak against fleets that have a lot of close combat stuff, but I want a fleet specifically designed to handle reinforced stations and see how well it does. I can always add the hippogriffs in later, and 8 of those hippogriffs are going to join Strike Force Chimera as Pegasi, and the other 12 I am leaving in the current Strike Force. It has Scylla. I will probably rename this class to be Griffin and just keep it there, and maybe add some Pegasus into that fleet as well. And I might make this a small ship one, specifically designed to handle smaller craft. It would be almost purely destroyers, perhaps. Now, if I wasn't playing an Iron Man, I could have done my experiment anyway several turns ago before their fleets started returning, by having my fleets in position, saving the game, and seeing how well they did in combat, and then reloading to see what I thought of the fleet designs. But since this is Iron Man, doing that is a lot more difficult and kind of pointless. I think I would just rather follow the Iron Man standard of learning from my mistakes through gameplay and accepting failure if it happens. Once we get the disruptors, all my fleets should be back in positions. There's another pre-FTL civilization that has just become FTL, the Yibrak Collective. We are the Yibrak Collective, and we speak as one. The hive mind has taken note of your presence. We will observe for now. Yep, that's the same thing that the last hive mind said. Keep to yourselves. That one is here in the Glosterwahenians. Let's see if they lose the system. Yibrak joined the galactic community. I don't see... Is this where they were, actually? Let's go back to contacts. Looks like you lost the system to the, it looks like they got destroyed and reabsorbed. Yep, the end of the Yibrak Collective. They were reabsorbed almost as soon as they raised up.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Basilisk is refitted. I can have them merge with Chimera. Oh, wait a minute. That leader is supposed to be with Hippogriff. Salvadori. Now, Chimera and Basilisk can merge. Now, I still have some reinforcements to do with them, but Hippogriff takes priority. Right now, we can only do one cruiser. That's all we could afford to do. They will declare war on us in 2 years. Okay, change of plans. It'll take 5 months to get that. We're going to get that cruiser. All my other fleets are moving back into position. Alright, Pegasus was going to Jaundice. So let's see if we've got them all going. Now this is even better for me, because if they declare war on me, the Sorin combined clans joins in. That may give me sufficient power to make my war goal vassalization. Alright, so Chimera and Scylla are staying behind. Hippogriff is trying to get some reinforcements before I send it back out. I've got 2 years. So, how long is it going to take, say... Pegasus is going to take 3 months to get over there. So I could probably get 2 reinforcements done of cruisers. Possibly 3 before I head into the battle. And I could send Strike Force Scylla over here just to... Well, I can hang on to these destroyers and retrofit them as reinforcements as necessary for any of the fleets over here. But yeah, let's actually send Scylla to Safe Station. So it would be a little bit closer. So yes, this actually works out in my favor, I think. Because now that I have open borders with them, after I do the sweep over here, I can push down through this way and start doing damage. The only thing is, I'm hoping with the Saurian Combined Clans on my side, with the Defensive Pact, I will be able to make this a vassalization war. We shall see. Now the question is, can the Sauron even get over here to help me? Autocracy of Rakaron declared Tenderzun their rival. Hierarchy of Moffith has completed a gateway. So I know who to steal the gateway technology from. This is supposed to be commenced when ready.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Disruptors. Disruptors fire high-energy bolts that weaken and destroy the molecular bonds that hold the target's constituent atoms together. They are capable of passing through shields and armor to wreak havoc directly on an enemy's hull and crew. Advanced combat roles would only take 18 months, as would the Ion Disruptor, or more energy credits from workers. Let's actually get quantum field manipulation, because I do have a lot of planets that are energy credit based, and being able to really ramp up my energy credits would be great. I went ahead and set Medusa to upgrade its safe station on its way, because I revamped some of these ship classes. I gave disruptors to the... Actually, the easiest way is to go to Fleet Manager and look at Medusa. Yeah, I gave disruptors to the Serpentine Locks. No real change to the Venomous Blades other than giving them Hyperdrive 3. The Hail of Arrows, same thing, they just got Hyperdrive 3. And the Eye of Medusa, I gave kinetic batteries as well as the Hyperdrive. And I'm also going to, as soon as Hippogriff's cruiser is out, upgrade Hippogriff before I send them out there. That mainly is going to be an upgrade to their hyperdrive, so they will get out there a little bit faster. Because it won't take quite as long for their hyperdrive to charge between jumps. All the other fleets I will have come back and upgrade at various times during the war, if possible, so that they can receive reinforcements. If they get too beat up, I'll pull them back to actually get reinforcements and upgrade then. Autocracy of Rakaron embraced the alien tolerance form and became more xenophilic. Are they still an autocracy? Yeah, they're just militarist xenophiles. Alright, I think next month I may have enough. What is this? Strike Force Gorgon was detected and kicked out. They now have high stealth detection. So it's going to be back in Deneb, and it's going to be out until the war starts for about 2 years. I'll probably end up having them upgrade. They're building up an
Science Division report success.
invasion fleet there. Xeno relations. The complexities of interstellar diplomacy necessitate the forming of bonds with foreign powers in order to further one's goals. Well, we can get the ancient suspension field that we saw someone else had. That will give about 200 shield hit points and shield hardening. What do my current shields give? Well, let's see. The medium gives 315 and 2.1 daily regen. These are more effective shields and have shield hardening. But this is what we have been waiting on. So that Archaeotech is going to have to wait. We can always steal it from the Earthlings. A year and a half, we will have the ability to do genetic modification, which would make us qualify for engineered evolution finally. Now, if we manage to get an ascension perk before we finish this, I am going to grab that. But I don't know that that will be available. The ancient suspension field would have been nice, but I have been waiting on gene tailoring for a while, so we're going to be going for it. We're about a month out. I'll just start their upgrades in January. Reshethian State is in a migration treaty with the Autocracy of Rakaron. Interstellar Picarian Coalition is in a migration treaty with the Autocracy of Rakaron.
Aliens have signed a federal cooperation treaty.
The Star Realm of Shar joined the Pan-Galactic Pact with the Hierarchy of Moffith. So finally, another federation has formed. Veteresian League is in a migration treaty with the Autocracy of Rakaron. Alright, let's see now. Okay, it's going to be another 4 years. 4 years and 1 month, actually, before we could propose borderless authority. As far as the combat one, we are still missing 92. If we cannot propose that one when we accumulate 92 more and have the 250, what we are going to do is use our influence for renegotiating a contract. Maybe we should do that before we go to war. Let's see, if we were to up their research, we're still missing 31. If we were to up it again, we would need 376. So right here, 33, we'll have 33 in 5 months. If we wanted to go all the way for research right now, we'd need 219 more. That would take us 3 years. Yeah, we don't have enough time for that. But we do have enough time to get that one. And that only requires 191. So if when we get, we'll have 250, we need 100. 1 year would give us 84. So it would be a year and 2 months. It'd still be before the war begins, in theory, because it says they're going to declare war. Actually, they've moved up the date. It would be right before the war begins. We'd have to check it. Kesem Confederacy broke off the research agreement with the hegemony of Ubaria. Sovereign Jazjan Assembly is in a research agreement with the United Antherian State. Hegemony of Ubaria is in a migration treaty with the Jinlot Cooperative. Now that it has been a month or two, let's look at the Star Realm of Shar. Do we have espionage on them? No. So we don't know much about the Federation. However, I do think we have intel on them. We have 99 intel. That still doesn't let us know enough about their federation, but we do know the Kesem, the Adnoran League, Adnoran Imperium, Veteresian, Citizen Confederacy of Gavazul, Star Realm of Shar, Sovereignty of Tuxcali, United Antherian State, and the Sovereign Jazzajan Assembly are all part of it. So we have another large federation that could be a problem. Let's see what that's done to the situation log. Hierarchy of Moffith and Star Realm of Shar are now the top 2. We have dropped a bit. We still are the third highest in political weight, because 20% of 17,000 is 3.5 thousand. That would still leave us with 22.4. We're still a little bit higher than them.
Ships refitted.
Hippogriff has been refitted. We have 1 year. How long will it take them to get down here? 5 months. So return home. We can't afford to reinforce because we need another 700. Alright, let's go ahead and head that way then. Now actually we do need to pull back to the star base with the ones we are sending in these ways. I want you back at the star base. Actually no, you can stay there. There's no fleet on the other side there. You'll be able to rush in and take that base. Medusa does need to return to the starbase. And I should be able to rush in here because this is not a big starbase. Those two together are weaker than Strike Force Dragon. Now I do need to go through and make sure none of my fleets are on Take Point. They don't appear to be. All of them appear to be on Discourage, because Take Point has that icon. We've established sleeper cells in the Uthabulans, so we are going to relocate over here to the Tender Sun.
Skywatch has sighted a spaceborne life form.
I don't see any in close proximity, so I'm not going to worry about them. Oh, did you just see all those fleets move? Who was that? I think they moved into the Acano organism. It's a hierarchy of Moffith. Since we're on the brink of war, I think I'm going to shuffle around my rotation a little bit and go ahead and do the renegotiation now, when I get 1 more month worth of
Ships refitted.
influence. Strike Force Medusa is done, so we need to renegotiate this deal so that they will give us more research, not 2 ticks, just 1. Now they'll go down 2 points, they'll still be positive. But that should boost our research and mean we can start knocking some of these out faster. So it's 10-10-2 right now. They agreed. So now they are giving us a little bit more research. And let's see what it clicks over to on the 2nd.
Science Division report success.
It knocked 1 month off of each of them, basically. Mineral isolation. Advanced spectrometry combines with fracking techniques and chemical flushing to rapidly exploit shallow and mid-depth deposits. The battleship build patterns would be great. That would make us able to reinforce our battleships faster. And I think that's also a tier 4 tech, so it will count toward the tier 4s we need. Alloy processing would be nice as well. Yeah, let's go for the standardized battleship patterns. That will take about 3.5 years. She should still be alive to see it completed. Adnoran Reapers made peace with the Adnoran League. Citadel Research Institute is now Tier 3 Scalarium. That should be Tier 3 everything, right? Bulwark, Prospectorium, Scalarium. Why did I not get the achievement? Do I already have it? Gotta subjugate them all, have a Tier 3 subject of each specialist type simultaneously. I don't have it unlocked yet. It might unlock shortly, like in a month or so. Yeah, we just got it. Gotta subjugate them all. Soren Combined Clans was given association status with the Pan-Galactic Pact. Don't join before I go to war, please. Gravitas. Politics is the art of illusions. By showing others what they want to see, we'll grow our influence in the community. This gives us a reduced influence cost to veto or propose, and each envoy adds additional diplomatic weight. It will be 6.5 years before we get our next one at our current rate. And that should give us a little bit more boost. Yeah, we got a 2% gravitas. We're about to get another envoy in 3 months because our Grand Embassy complex will be built. I will stick them in the galactic community as well. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this fleet. And what would it cost to upgrade Chimera? Yeah, we'll upgrade Chimera too. And we'll go ahead and get started on another megastructure. We're lacking crystals. We are currently earning 0 rare crystals. Okay, that may need to be corrected. Only thing I'm running is crystalline sensors. So I have a shortage of crystals. Do I have any translucers that are not currently working? That would be a no. All of my translucer jobs are being worked. There's nothing I can do for crystals except prepare to make a refinery. So let's have this churn out a constructor. Apparently that will be our first habitat. Will be over one of our crystal resources.
Ships refitted.
Soren Combined Clans are in a migration treaty with the hierarchy of Moffith. Strike Force Scylla is retrofitted. The Strike Force Chimera, did it require crystals to refit? I don't think so. It's just refitting hyperdrives, which wouldn't have required crystals. I can check that with like Pegasus. No, they should have just required alloys. So let's go ahead and drop crystalline sensors so we start earning some again. And when we get up to 50, I guess we can start on a orbital ring around Deneb. We have just taken a huge dive in food for some reason. It's got to be the taxes that have dropped. I think they were closer to 300. We have a new proposal. Change council size to 2. Democracy is best in small doses. Hierarchy of Moffith. They're trying to edge me out. I'm opposed to that. Until I can get 10k more. Let's see, if I used all 8 of my envoys, currently my envoys are providing 12.5%. Alright, 10% would be 1.75k. So it would be about 1.8k is what it comes out to per envoy. And I'd need to go up 10k, so I'd need 6 envoys to be able to oust them out. If that gets close to finishing, I'm going to have to dump all my envoys in here to hold on to it. But if that happens, then I will oust them and take their place. They currently don't have but like 1 envoy in there.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Chimera is finally refitted. Federician League is in a migration treaty with the Star Realms of Shar. Now let's look at that again. 2 years. We are going to be building a orbital ring around Deneb. And our next investiture will be claiming another system, most likely. We'll know when we get into the war here It looks like they may have changed their mind on the war, but we'll see. When we get into the war here, if I need to bother claiming... I probably still will claim these 3 to rip them away from them. Extra vassals, always good. My minerals have taken a dive. I think one of my subjects has done something to one of their worlds. Hegemony of Ubaria broke their migration treaty with the sovereignty of Tuxcali. Next Nessus was given association status by the Allied Independent Systems. Considering they've been at war with the Allied Independent Systems, I don't know how well that's going to work out for them. And it should be about February that they're going to be declaring war on us. Unless me moving my fleets up here changed their minds. See, that's the Hegemony of Ubaria. That's the Uthabulan Union. Where are their fleets? Glosterwahinian fleets are way back here. And I don't have intel on Miravandians to see where their fleets are currently. I'm just up to 26 here. And with the Fel Null, 45. I'm going to end my rivalry with the Fel Null so that I can declare the Uthabulans my rival. So I would be able to at least have humiliation as a war goal against them if I cannot vassalize when they attack me. And actually the next thing I will spend influence on will be espionage. So I'll be doing megastructure, espionage, claim, something political, renegotiating a deal or something in the galactic community. Well, it said they were going to declare war around now. They must have changed their minds.
Inbound message traffic.
Tendrazun would like to form a defensive pact. Agree. Next time the Tendrazun are attacked, I will be able to notify my claims. So it looks like they decided against attacking us. Or it was vetoed.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Since they are in a federation and it has to be voted on. Quantum field manipulation. Quantum superposition of energy coils simultaneously drained and charged. Gateway activation. That is a precursor to building our own gateways. That would take 6 years, but we're going for that. Do I have a particle specialist? No longer. So we will just keep this person in here. We also got gene tailoring. Making gene editing tools widely available is sure to have a positive impact on our development as a species. So it would take 3 years to get more society research. Just 1 year to get more faction unity bonus. And 2.5 for the first league filing offices. Well, we no longer need really to keep him in here unless we want to try and get the more gene modification points. Let's go for the society research, because what we're actually going to do is start modifying some species and see how much it would cost us and how long it would take. We're going to start with humans. We have 1 point. We could get rid of wasteful. That would cut down on a little bit of our expenditure. Or we could pick up a trait. Now, I am thinking that my humans, they're going to be like the leader positions, the politicians and stuff like that. I might also end up making them the bureaucrats. So I think I'm actually going to make the researchers someone else. We're going to use another... While it would be nice to have humans doing all of the administration and all of the research, I think we're going to have an indentured servant that is going to be our researchers. So they can be specifically bred for better research. So we could add traditional to get our bonuses faster. That would make us actually the ones that they would want to be entertainers, unfortunately. But it would also prioritize us for like bureaucrats and stuff. But I think getting rid of wasteful is the first one we should do. Let's see how long this would take. Did I just cancel the template? No, there it is. Okay, now if we apply the template to all our humans, the cost is only 12,000.
New sit rep.
And it will only take 7 months. 8 months. So we'll get started on that. And then next year, we will modify one of our slave species. We can go ahead and set up some things for them. Let's see, that increases their empire size from pops. We have 92 of them. Let's see. That would encourage them to be the entertainers. To get thrifty would take 2 points. And it costs 2 points to get rid of unruly. So we could have them producing a little bit more unity from jobs. Eventually we're going to get to do some real modification to them. Right now that one isn't enough to worry about. There are others I would rather change things on, like the Ichner Vol. We need to get rid of weak. What else do we have here? The oxen litters, we could probably get rid of decadent. Yeah, because that's tanking their happiness. And we will just apply those templates later. So now we'll be busy with research for quite a bit till we get more researchers and get research boosts.
Inbound message traffic.
Tenderzun would like a commercial pact. We will get more out of it than they do. And they would be able to start building holdings and stuff on our... Why is there nothing shown in the market right now? That's weird. There we go. That's better. Well, we'll get our stealther fleet back in 7 months. Apparently they changed their mind on the war or got vetoed. We still can't do subjugate on them. So it looks like we need to expand our fleet. Though I'm not going to expand my fleet so much right now, as when this goes through, it is a 40% naval capacity reduction. Now, that is... I forgot to check and see exactly how much of an increase that is from the previous one. Well, I can check up here. High consequence protection or security contractors is what this follows. High consequence protection. So it's 25% further decrease. So I want to see how much that is affected. But if they are not going to attack us, I'm actually going to rearrange some of these. I'm going to put Dragon as Shala Station and send it back for upgrades. Actually, let's see what happens if I tell it to upgrade at the latest, at the closest. It goes to Shala Station. Okay. And I'll just send one fleet at a time to go back and upgrade. I will send Hippogriff back to Poligar, since it's going to need reinforcement. And Pegasus is at Safe Station. I guess Medusa's home base will be Marik. But I'm going to wait until this one's upgraded and send it back before I send Medusa back. Or, I mean, Pegasus back to upgrade, and I'll send Medusa back when Hippogriff gets back down here. There are pirates there, and I cannot get to them. And they are stronger than this starbase. Oh, they're taking damage every day because they are in my bulwark. So that may end up killing them. My bulwark may do that. They are going to end up trashing a lot of bases, though. Adnoran League embraced the Xeno Friendship Lobby and became more xenophilic. I've got enough influence to perform another espionage action. Let's see, who was it I knew had a tech I wanted? Was it the Hierarchy of Moffat? I don't have gateway activation yet. Alright, with the Tender Zun we have 30 infiltration level. I think I can prepare sleeper cells here without a problem. That would make it easier for me to do other things. I need to get some assets and see about doing smear campaigns or diplomatic incidences between them. Well, we're now in a defensive pact with them. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some espionage on them anyway to try and incite somebody else to fight them. There's enough abstaining to veto this. And I have taken a serious jump in diplomatic weight. See, the next proposal looks like it's going to be minor administrative sanctions. Interstellar Picarian Coalition is in a commercial pact with the Uthabulan Union. As the terraforming of St. Natchbull is settling down, we have more resources. I get to miss the graphic as it turns into that. Let's see, what does it need? Agriculture. Yes. I need more agriculture. And as a matter of fact, we will build an agricultural district. Now let's see what the habitability is here. It's still 100% for the Farine on their home world, even though they are a tropical preference. That is nice. So they are still full habitability on their home world, even though we have shifted it from being a tropical world. And now humans have higher habitability here, so we will get more resources from that. But yeah, we need to build a couple more agricultural districts here, because we do still have a huge deficit of food for now. Let's see. Yeah, our last two districts will both be agriculture. Now let's check Unity and see. I don't think their habitability will be affected here. No, it's still 80% habitability on a continental world. Now we have 10 for adaptive. They don't have that. Atmospheric filtering and integrated cybernetics is 10%. Colonial Spirit adds another 10, so there's the 20%. And the pop jobs cancels out the regulatory facilitation and collective waste management. So over on one of these other continental worlds, they have it 10 points less because there is no Colonial Spirit. Now we still have 3 years on Kornagi. So in 2350, I can start building the colony ship for that world. Marion Scott died at the age of 91. That was the one in Finn Habanis. So we need to find our most experienced leader that is not in the middle of research. Eleanor Smith Jr. would be our most experienced. No. Vladislav Sorokin. Where is he? Larkin Singularity. He is assisting detection. And let's go ahead and recruit a new, well, first let's make sure that you are assisting research. And let's go ahead and recruit a new leader here. Well, the Voyager is just doing reconnaissance, doesn't need a leader. Most of these ships don't currently need leaders, I don't think. Oh, Horatio Quinn was the one here. The Traveler was assisting research on Unity. So we need Horatio Quinn on Unity. And the one that's assisting cloaking detection, we can just pull the one out of the Pilgrim. I don't think level matters too much. And I suppose, since they're not doing anything else, which one is closest to this border? Yeah, that is the Wayfarer. We can go in here and go back to active reconnaissance. They'll be in the sector, cloaked. I think we're gonna, our allies are gonna win this one, but they're gonna lose some stations. Maybe it was the piracy outbreak that tanked our food. Maybe one of these planets was actually producing a lot of food. Yeah, the Pilgrim is the one that currently doesn't have any. I can go ahead and send it in there to do active reconnaissance. Yeah, we'll just have our ships doing active reconnaissance. So they have high cloaking detection. I have medium cloaking, so high is at least 4 points. It's either 4. I think it is 4 detection. All right, let's do a trade deal with the Tender Zun. We will give them an active sensor link for 10 years. That should enable them to see my systems well enough to start developing commercial holdings on them. Corporate holdings. So the next thing we need to save up for is a claim, which is going to take about 150. Glossworhenians kicked the Miravandians from their federation. Oh my. Star Realms of Shar are in a research agreement with the Kessim Confederacy. That was Miravandian Enterprises they kicked. They are still a vassal of the Glossworhenians, and we would still end up fighting the entire Federation trying to attack them. And we still cannot vassalize. They agreed to the active sensor link for 10 years.
New species variant available.
We have completed the modification of the human species. So all of our humans are now this species. Let's make sure any that are growing are that. I'm hoping they are, since that other one no longer seems to show up when I say select species. Alright, so our next one to change will be the Ichnerval to get rid of weak, so that they produce a little bit more resources. Genlock Conclave embraced the Alien Compassion Foundation and became more xenophilic. Uthapulin Union broke their migration treaty with the Miravandian Enterprises. Our cloaking fleet has returned. To upgrade them just requires alloys. Miravandian Enterprises are in a commercial pact with the Miravandian Coalition. This battle still isn't over. I was going for a few years, wasn't it? I mean, these galleons, they're very low on hull, but they're still alive. And the station has very little hull left. Well, it's at half. but it had a lot less hull than they did to begin with. It's a question, I think that cruiser is going to die soon. And yeah, that one is going to die soon. It's a question of, these two are about to drop. It's a question of whether or not this one will outlast the outpost. We got a favor with the hierarchy of Moffat for supporting their resolution. And we have passed neutral defenders. And that dropped our naval capacity to 767, which is just a small amount we have to spare at this point. And that does remind me, I have been forgetting to reinforce Hippogriff. But we are earning a decent amount of alloys now, at least.
Inbound message traffic.
No migration treaties, sorry. No migration treaties. Tindrazun wanted a migration treaty. Nope. Oh, it looks like they're working on the healthiest one first. Miravandian broke their migration treaty with Miravandians. All of these look like they're about dead. 66 hull points, 1 hull point. That one's down to 1,400. We have a new proposal. Repeal enemy of my enemy? Nope. The Gudgan want that. Federations and defensive pacts are where military matters should be discussed, not the Senate floor. We're discussing them on the Senate floor. They're going to take out the outpost. They were almost dead, and it just couldn't kill them. Viktor Volkov died at the age of 72, the governor of Earth 2. Let's get George Pitt. He's resilient. He'll last a little longer. Now that's going to affect my empire size a little bit, possibly. It just went down 1, which is odd considering I lost a governor. You'd think it would have shot up. Tindrazun established a new branch office on Earth 2. What are you building for me? Now, what they consider valuable for branch offices is trade value, unfortunately, and I'm low on that. Oh, and we are in the process of modifying the Ichner Vol to get rid of weak. It was only going to take 5 months. Unfortunately, agreeing to that defensive pack and those commercial packs have drained my influence gain again. Got our dividends from the Fortress Legionnaires. It included some research. That will help out for a month or 2.
New species variant available.
The Ichner Vol has been modified. That should adjust some of our resource output. I don't know that I have many Ichner Vol actually farming, though. I've been trying to shift them away and have the Miravandians take over. Miravandian Coalition is in a migration treaty with the Jinlot Conclave. Ednoran Reapers insulted us again. Even for a loathsome Xeno, your species is particularly vile, ugly bag of mostly water. Ugly bags of mostly water. That's from a Star Trek episode, if I recall. Actually, we did jump quite a bit in food.
Ships refitted.
Of course, that's mainly because our taxes have started increasing again. They were 300, then they dropped down to like 130. Now they're up another 70. This pirate fleet is almost non-existent. Who was refitted? Strike Force Gorgon was refitted. Strike Force Gorgon is going to go take care of that damn pirate fleet. So we're going to go to Jaundice. Actually, we're going to go here. And Pegasus, yeah, you can stay there. Gorgon is going to go here. and then cloak and go deal with these damn pirates. Can I reinforce Hippogriff? Yeah, it's going to wipe me out, but yeah. One of the 3 battleships they are missing takes a year. And then they'll need the 3 cruisers after that. Oh, what is this? The Uthabiling Union sent in a cloaked vessel to deal with the pirates. But we don't have open borders, so they should be kicked out, right? Oh no, they might have open borders with each other. Let's see. Yeah, they don't have closed borders with the Uthabiling Union. But we'll still keep our cloaking ship around here somewhere. So we can actually redirect where Gorgon is going. We can send it there. And right now it would take 4 months if we cloak. We'll see how much longer it'll take, but it really doesn't matter. They've got fleets here, so I think I am going to send Medusa back to upgrade. Oh, Medusa was already upgraded. That's right. I will send Pegasus back to upgrade. And after you complete the upgrades, return there. We have prepared sleeper cells in the Tender Zone. We'll be able to acquire an asset there next. Our trade treaty with the Latrepian domains for bulwark prefabs has expired. We do want that back for 30 years. We'll give them some moats. We'll give them 175. Considering I will have that back in 10 months. A 30-year deal for 175. Very good. They agreed. Our pledge of loyalty from the Miravandians has expired. We can only really trade them minor artifacts. We're building them back up. 100 should do it. Oh, I forgot to extend it for 30 years. Well, we're going to have to renew it again in 10 years. They agreed. Yeah, it was only a 10-year deal. We have completed the construction of the orbital ring in the Deneb system. Alright, right now we're going to return this constructor to the starbase. Now, let's check out what we can do with an orbital ring at Tier 1. Just modules, habitation, the shipyard, the anchorage, and defenses. Right now, Unity has more districts than it can make use of at the moment. I think we'll hold off on making use of the modules right now. We could throw some hangars on here just for extra defense, but I don't think anybody's going to attack here anytime soon. Though we can spare the alloys for something like that. Let's build a defense battery just to see. Yeah, it's using autocannons and plasma accelerators. I don't want the autocannons. I want longer range guns. But we're going to build a defense platform just to see, the defense battery just to see if it gives us a torpedo or a neutron launcher. This is just an experiment. It takes 37 alloys to test. Pegasus is refitted. It's on its way back. Ah, making them our rival made them cheaper. Should have thought of that. So yeah, we're going to start claiming these 3. And we may end up claiming all 5 so that we can just go to war and just rid them of the ones down here. Even if we can't get to them. We're getting rid of Decadent on all our oxen litters. Only takes 4 months. We should have it April 2nd. Tenderzun established a branch office in Truett. See, their other one was on Earth 2. Have they built anything there? They have a corporate embassy that added clerk jobs. And they're working on a commercial forum that is probably also going to add clerk jobs. Just about got our food deficit under control. Yep, our taxes increased enough that we are now positive again. Sovereignty of Tuxcali is in a migration treaty with the hierarchy of Moffith.
Ships refitted.
Strike Force Dragon has finished its refits. Now that all my ships have finished their refitting, I'm just waiting for Hippogriff to get its reinforcements. It only needs 6 more ships. It's just about done with 1 battleship. Federician League declared war on the hierarchy of Moffith. Federician League was their vassal. Oh, interesting. The Federician League has the assistance of the Federation against the hierarchy of Moffith, the ones who founded the damn Federation. Well, that will probably end up taking the hierarchy of Moffith down a peg or two. They're currently in breach. If it drops them down below me, which I doubt, considering how much power they actually have. Well, this is going to be interesting. What happens if we declare war on them? Yep, all of the people who are fighting each other will join against us. So this is their politics going on right there. Yeah, no matter which side we were to declare war on, they'd all turn against us, which would be interesting. Sovereign Jazzajan Assembly broke off the research agreement with the sovereignty of Tuxcali. Soren Combined Clans ended their association status with the Pan-Galactic Pact.
New species variant available.
There, finally got rid of that bad trait, Decadent, on the oxen litters. That should help with stability a slight amount. Because I believe, yeah, they actually have a 15 happiness when they are enforcers. What do they have as soldiers? 5% instead of 0. Not a huge difference. United Nations of Earth broke off their commercial pact with the Kesem. Uthbulan Union broke their migration treaty with the Kesem. Hegemony of Ubaria broke their migration with Hierarchy of Moffith. Mandate of Massam broke it with Kesem. And so did the Glosterwahenians. Soren Combined Clans broke their research agreement with the sovereignty of Tuxcali. And the Fel Nol Cooperative have declared war on the Shapan hegemony. It's just the 2 of them. Fel Nol are trying to subjugate them. United Nations of Earth broke their migration with the Kesem.
Construction complete.
Everybody's breaking their treaties. Migration broken between Uthbulan and sovereignty of Tuxcali. And sovereignty of Tuxcali entered a research agreement with the Kesem. Alright. That added proton launchers. Well, for now, since I don't really want to use these modules for anything else, having some proton launchers on here is a good idea. And I might consider, since I have the hangar bays here as defense platforms, Boy, that's a cheap upgrade. Let me upgrade all of my stations' fleets real quick. Yeah, hotkey is U. That's extremely cheap. Since I have hangars there, I might consider replacing these hangars with torpedo batteries. If they add the neutron launchers, that is a very long-range weapon for them to have. That would give them a nice gun. But right now they're in the middle of upgrades. I'll worry about that after upgrades are done. More migration treaties broken. Mandate of Massam and the Hierarchy of Moffith. Interstellar Precarians in the Hierarchy of Moffith. Hegemony of Ubaria and the Kesem. Will you all quit spamming these? Soren and the Hierarchy of Moffith. Sovereignty of Tuxcali and the Hierarchy of Moffith. We have a new proposal. Minor military sanctions. I'll support that. Praku Interstellar Nation is proposing it. We must place sensible restrictions on... Well, we've had sanctions pop up before. Oh no, the Non-Interference Acts will be next up. I need 10,000, 11,000. 7 envoys would do it. That would pretty much be all of my envoys. Yeah, all of my other envoys. If I spammed all of my envoys over here, I will wait until we are closer to make that decision. Well, this one I have done sleeper cells in, but I want him to build up some infiltration. I will move 2. I will assign the one from the Adnoran Reapers and the one from the Saurian Combined Clans. Build a Better Tomorrow has actually climbed up more.
Ships refitted.
Alright, Starbase fleets are fully upgraded here. I'm going to begin the process of replacing the hangars with torpedo batteries. Soran broke their migration with the Sovereignty of Tuxcali. Okay, Building a Better Tomorrow made it to the top, which is good. I shouldn't need to add any more envoys, I don't think. Glossworhenians insulted us. Are you in great physical pain, or is that your thinking expression? Yeah, you keep insulting us. I don't care. As soon as I get the alloys to build up... Which does remind me, I should be working on... Let's see, I think something political was next. Castigation Proclamation takes 250. No, 187 now that we have Gravitas. Still can't propose this one because of that red dot. Is there anybody I want to renegotiate with? They've actually dropped quite a bit. That should change when we get the next one in the administrative insight lane, chain, I think. Let's see, to get more research from them would take 191 or 376. But yeah, it'll take 2 to 3 years to build up the influence we need. Japan hegemony made peace with them. They became a subject. Where were they? Oh, they were on the border of the Felnal. Okay. Tenderzun built a mega corporation, built a branch office on Thebes. See, Truett was building a commercial forum. Earth 2 was the other one. So the commercial forum added a merchant job, which gave trade value and amenities. Alloys are cheap. We've got a lot of money. Let's buy 5,000 alloys so we can get some of these reinforcements done a little faster. Both battleships? Nope. Not the cruiser over there at Safe Station. We're just going to do the battleships and cruisers here. I'm moving my Strike Force Gorgon down to Huff to be able to steal that system from them. It has a hyper relay, yeah. Praku Interstellar Nation was given association status with the Allied Independent Systems.
Construction complete.
Deneb finished its Starbase queue. Oh, I forgot to queue up more torpedo batteries at all of my military stations. Soran Combined Clans broke off the commercial pact with the sovereignty of Tuxcali.
Science Division report success.
Standardized battleship patterns, now that I've already started building my last battleship. Establish new standards for how we design and construct massive battleships. Greatly improves the speed at which they can be assembled. We'll knock out mineral cutting beams. It'll only take 8 months. Our spymaster watching over the Adnorn Reapers reports surprise, successful acquisition of a new asset. A sympathetic contact who will be of service to our operations. What did we get? It just says new asset. The agreement we signed with the curators needs to be renewed. How much longer do we have Fortress Legionnaires? 3 years. Let's go ahead and renew that contract. Let's see, we would like to extend our contract, 2,000 credits, we can handle that. To field a bigger fleet would require 2,750 in alloys. But let's share our tech with them to get 1,000 back. And the Non-Interference Act made it in. I was not paying attention. It has gotten up here. I'm an opponent of it. That would put me in breach of galactic law, but if it passes, I can change my policy because I don't currently have any observation posts, so it doesn't matter. Active and aggressive would be banned. Let's look at policies. Subtle. I could switch over to subtle. Or non-interference. Now, would that affect any of my factions? I'd lose 5% for the Human Ascendancy movement. I think they're over 100 anyway. It shouldn't affect the Drumbeat of Victory or the One Throne group. And I have to go through, when I do my Empire maintenance, and spend a whole bunch of minor artifacts to boost all of my worlds that produce unity. Once this fleet is done, we need 2 more ships after this, I believe, or just 1 more ship. 1 more ship after this. 1 last cruiser to reinforce. And when we get that reinforced and get Hippogriff down here in position, we are going to declare war whether we're ready or not. We do have 1 claim over here. Yeah, we have claimed Bombala. It would take us 130, about 250 influence to claim the last 2. Rather than renegotiating a deal, which isn't that important, or proposing something up here, which really isn't that important either, since Non-Interference Act is going to be in session for a while. We'll save up another 250 to get these last 2 claims, and then we will do a humiliation war, if nothing else, because that will generate some influence. Unless we get lucky and they go to war against the Miravandians, I mean the Tender Zun again. But with this slow dribble of influence and everything that I want to spend influence on, it is basically stagnating everything to a halt. I mean, by the time I get around to doing another espionage, my prepare sleeper cells will be about ready to expire. Well, I got 11 years left. But that means I can only really have 1 or 2 sleeper cells going at a time. But it has been another 5 years. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.